Hello everybody, how are you today? I hope you're doing well because I'm about to discuss something really crazy, as you can tell from the title of the video. I want to discuss something that can possibly happen in the future. It's not guaranteed, but in the future, maybe at some point, I probably might ask, or probably might, maybe, it's a huge, like, take this with a grain of salt, don't think this is actually gonna happen, but throughout the development of Final Morro's 3, I was thinking, what would a great Five Nights at Morro's 4, I mean, not Final Morro's remaster, like the perfect version of Final Morro's, the first game. Like, what would be the perfect version of it? Because honestly, the three other versions I made of Final Morro's, the first one being called Final Nights at Dolls, the other one being called Final Nights at Mario's, and now this one, Final Nights at Morro's, are not the perfect vision at all. They're not. But this new version, this vision I have, I think would be considered the perfect version. Now, if I were to do this, I wouldn't be doing this alone. No, I feel like this time I would probably, maybe get a team or something and see what they do. I don't know. I think so. Or we would do it. I would contribute as well. I don't know what's that. Maybe I'll be like the main one of the coders of the game or something. I don't know. Or I'm probably gonna be, or I'm like WW who directs the whole thing. Says what this or whatever, something like that. I don't know, but it's just a thought that could possibly happen in the future. I'm not saying it's guaranteed, but yeah. So, anyways, I thought I'd discuss about it. Discuss what is the perfect idea? What would it be? And yeah, how long does it take? This might actually take a bit because I have because even though this game is going to be a bit shorter than what the actual Final Morro's is, well, not exactly. It's a bit shorter. It still has a lot of content in it. But let's just get started and get straight away with some of the things that are changed from Final Morro's, the current one you have now. Well, first of all, the story is completely different. No more Thomas Geller, John Yardy type stuff. No, I now think that story is just cringe and doesn't make any sense, and it literally involves Roblox. If you're paying close attention to the phone calls, you would hear the phone guy mention something about some blocky dimension, which some people could easily tell it was Roblox. And yes, it was Roblox. Roblox was part of this universe, which legit doesn't make any sense because my Final Morro's games are supposed to connect with the FNAF universe. So yeah, no, that wouldn't make any sense whatsoever. So nah, scrap all that, and it's now a more simpler story. How simple? It takes place in the year 1998, which is 5 years after the first FNAF game. And the specific character that you've already met in a book called The Week Before. That's right, you're playing as the phone guy's daughter. Why? Simple. She works on the job to see what happened to her father. It's a pretty simple story. And yeah, it's pretty simple, She takes the night shift just to figure out what happens to her father, and you figure out that throughout the phone call. So yeah, it's legit a sequel to FNAF 1. For once, it legit involves FNAF 1 more entirely than the other previous versions, because here, in this one, you play as the semi-white character from FNAF 1 that is not mentioned, but with The Week Before, she exists, and now she's here as a almost adult, taking the night shift and such. And let's skip the concept of what Morro's Cafe is, because unlike the other versions, this one is actually full-on been open, like straight up after Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria closes down. So like straight up right after it closes down, 1993, this restaurant opens up, and it's straight up already popular as it is. So yeah, this has been open for like years on end, and you didn't exactly need a night guard until a recent incident that happened, or something, or like something crazy happened. I won't say what or something, but hold on, I need a drink. Tasty water. Anyways, so yeah, that's the story. It's much more simpler and such, and there's no more like crazy stuff like Morro can see the future or some shit, or like, or normal animatronics being good. No. It's back to normal Five Nights at Freddy's, where the animatronics are just alive, they don't talk, and they're after you. It's very simple, actually. You have the phone guy, who is a new one because the last one died, Ralph, and now this new phone guy is touring you about the... Well, actually, unlike the previous night phone guy who knew something about what was happening, this one doesn't. So, pretty much during the phone calls, the first 2 nights specifically, he'll talk about the mechanics without even knowing the animatronics are there because, well, for burglar's sake. So he'll pretty much describe in a way if a burglar's there or something. Yeah, that makes sense. And I probably would be the phone guy again because it just makes sense. So if we were to do that, I'd probably be the one voicing the phone guy. There probably wouldn't be any voice actors at all because there'd probably be only like me. There'd be like one, and that's the phone guy. And that's it. Like Nike or Capilia wouldn't even talk and such. Yeah. And now as for the gameplay is also completely different because, first of all, there is no more post nights, no more collecting tapes, not all that crap. It's now a full-on classic FNAF game, which means something like this, you can pretty much beat the main game under 30 minutes, unlike the added post night stuff would probably take an hour or so. So yeah, it's back to the classicness. And the mechanics are even back to the classic because there's no more like, oh, flash peeking for this, flashlight for this. No. It's finally an actual combination of FNAF 1 to 3, which was pretty much the whole idea of the game. But it never really fully extended to that. Now, it has. And let me tell you how it all works. So the office and map layout, it's pretty much the map layout is gonna be what's the same, just it's gonna actually look like it's open and not closed. As in there would actually be chairs and such and other things. And yeah, but pretty much the map layout is all the same, and all the animatronics are all still roamed all over the place. Why? Because that just seems like a cool idea, having the animatronics have their own specific stages, kind of like Secret of the Mimic in that way. So night 1, you'll just have Morro. That's it, because he's the main character. He should always appear first, and he's pretty much the one you're gonna have to focus on the most, because instead of using the window behind you, which is now gone, there's no more window of that anymore, he will now make the long way towards your office, and the only way to stop him is using the audio. So he's pretty much the Springtrap of the game. Now you might be wondering, why can't he just use the other door that's legit next to your office? Or that, you might, if you've seen the map layer, you know there's a door that could easily lead to the office. Well, that door is locked, and animatronics cannot open the door. So yeah, he takes the long way to get you. And well, now think about it. There are doors. Actually, no. You can't stall him. You can stall him with the doors, but he will stay there forever. Let's just say that. I was thinking about what would happen, because there are doors that you can close that which are important later on, but Morro will just camp in these doors. Just letting you know. So yeah, that's what the audio's for. So yeah, the panel's back with an audio system, ventilation system, a camera system, and a new a corrupt system. Yeah, a corrupt system. Not corrupt system, corrupt signal. A corrupt signal type mechanic thing. Along with a recharge thing, which can only be used once throughout the game, throughout each night, because, fairness and such, because the power's back and can be wasted a lot, and sometimes, you might run out before like 3 a.m. because you are going to be using a lot of more power than you would usually do in the original game, which is why that recharge thing will be there. You will have to use it during 3 a.m. and something, so that you can hopefully be good. Power is back, and it's pretty much Morro doing a specific jingle. I won't say what yet, but yeah, it's pretty much that. And yeah, Morro's pretty much the Springtrap of the game, pretty much. And yeah, that's night 1. Night 2, actually, before we go to that, let me talk about what's going to be different here. Because how in Final Mode, there's always 2 endings in Night 5. But they're but each time it's honestly kind of shitty how you go to there, because sometimes you just go to a different direction, and it's simple as that. There's not really a cool secret way to get the other ending and such. Now there will be, because it's a mix of FNAF 1 and 3, which means we'll have the normal ground type normal environments of FNAF 1. It'll also have the story mini game type stuff of FNAF 3. So yeah, there are mini games in this, which is honestly something that was missing throughout Files and More, the mini game, because I don't know, I do kind of miss mini games, which is probably why I like stuff like Princess Crest and Moon Knight EXE. They're modern type ways to add in mini games to the FNAF franchise, and here you'll have the mini games here as well. What are they gonna be? I won't say, but I will say that each night there will be a certain thing you'll have to do. I guess I'll say the first one. I will describe the first mini. So pretty much it'll be kind of the Balloon Boy one, where in night 1 you have to the double click on a picture. You're gonna have to do that again, but the plot twist, there'll be a JJ minigame instead of a Balloon Boy minigame. So yeah, you have a JJ like minigame where you're gonna have to find a secret key. Yeah, this time we're looking for keys this time. And why? Well, let's just say that. Look, you know what? Let's describe. In the JJ minigame, you do the simple thing. Then you find a secret wall that you can clip through as usual. Then you explore the new stuff that you see, and then it will lead to an eventual key you collect, and that will lead on to how in the end of each night, instead of a post night, it's set a mini game. And no, it's not like and I'm trying to go to this specific area and gets murdered. No. Each mini game is way more different than that. So the night 1 mini game will pretty much be you play as Freddy, but instead of going to the bathroom, you go to the office, and you pretty much will be banging the door until all the doors open, and you do a ton of much. It's pretty much the Phone Guy Death as a mini game, pretty much. That would be night 1. Why? Because, well, I don't know, to set the stakes already, I mean, I know that would make more sense to save it for way later, but for this, because either way, even though it's a combination of FNAF 1 to 3, I still want show lore throughout the whole game. So pretty much each mini game and each night will pretty much be a different game. So night 2, where pretty much the phone guy will tell you about the doors, and because there's now 3 of them. There's a door to the left, a vent door, and to the right, and a window door, because now you need to close the window. What are they specifically for? The left door is specifically for Redder, or probably might get a new name. Honestly, I honestly think Redder will get a new name. I don't know what it would be, but if I were to do this, he probably might get a new name, because Redder is just not cool anymore. I might have to change his name. And then you have Snow, who will go to the right vent specifically. I think there might even be a camera for the right vent, just because and such. Hell, Snow might even have multiple phases in the vents before she enters in. How it would work will pretty much be, well, seeing how the cameras are what need to be more useful, you pretty much have to watch everyone in the cameras. Why? Or you could specifically watch certain, pretty much when they're about to attack, because you pretty much have to watch them in the cameras, pretty much. Like when Weather is in the camera where he's legit near your door, don't close it right off the bat, because in here you should wait till he leaves that camera and you'll barely see him in the door, or he'll no. That wouldn't exactly be right. Well, actually, I think if I were to do this, I'll probably angle the Cam 1 camera to pretty much how it was in FNAF 3. So that makes more sense. So, and there probably might not even be a camera near the window anymore. It'd probably just be, you see Phil in the hallway, and then if he leaves, pretty much close the door on him. You pretty much have to watch them, and once they leave that specific camera, you'll know they're in the window because then they'll teleport right there. But it'll be silent, so you kind of have to watch them. You can't just, you know, use noise connotations and such. So yeah, for that, so pretty much. It'd pretty much be like FNAF 1, just, you know, without lights, you know. Why? Because that might be wasting too much power. Too much bars, and there's already so much with the doors and such, so yeah. Anyways, that is pretty much the core gameplay of the first 4 nights. And now let me explain the mini games again, because you're actually are not going to be able to do the night 2 mini game, well, the night 2 secret mini game yet, until you use the key in the night 1 after post mini game, because Freddy will have the key and he'll be able to unlock an area in the mini game, which will pretty much lead to him getting a specific item, which would pretty much trigger the access to the secret mini game in night 2. I'm really hoping you guys are understanding this correctly. So then night 2, I won't say what the animatronic specifically is for this one. You pretty much were able to do that, and you pretty much where you pretty much do the night 2 secret mini game, because which I won't discuss yet because I haven't exactly declared it. Would it be because I mean I was thinking Phantom Mango at first, but like that would just be a bit weird. I don't know. It might be Phantom Mango mini game, but no, I don't think so. So yeah, you pretty much do that, and then you get the secret key there, and yeah, good. And for those who are wondering, what's gonna happen if you somehow do all this and get the bad ending? If somehow you skip all the, you know, minigame stuff and do the bad, would you have to replay the whole game again? Honestly, no, I don't want that. So pretty much after you do the bad ending and such, it'll unlock the extras right away, because night 6 will actually be locked. After the will be locked until you get the good ending. So yeah, the good ending you actually have to do it in order to unlock night 6. So pretty much instead of that, you will instead of that, the extra will be unlocked, but a lot of stuff wouldn't exactly be unlocked yet. Kind of like in FNAF 3. So the mini games would be unlocked, and you'll be able to access the mini games as you go in that area. So, you know, makes it easier to, you know, to do this. Or no, actually, instead of that, no, I don't think it's that. No, instead of that, the main mini games will be unlocked in the extras, but but there will be a night selection thing, which will make it a bit easier for you to, you know, traversal through the things. You know, it's there so you don't have to rebeat the whole night. You can go to each night there with the night selection thing. And there'll also, and even better, there'll be a pause menu, because the pause menu was so useful in animatronic memories. So yeah, you'll be able to use that, and, you know, be able to exit, because your progress should be saved, and you won't have to beat the night. I hope you all understand that. So yeah, the night 2 post mini game will be taking place in FNAF 2. Not sure exactly what it would be about, that one, but you will be playing as Bonnie. Actually, not thinking about it, I feel like it should be Bonnie witnessing the bite of 87. That would make a lot of sense. So yeah, you see Bonnie walking his way to the office, and he'll see Mangle do the bite of 87, pretty much. Or Foxy, or whoever did it. I mean, the recent books declare that it might have been Foxy, but I don't know. I feel like Mangle still did it just because. And plus, she's the only toy animatronic to have a phantom form. I mean, besides Balloon Boy Puppet, but they're kind of more of their own things. But Mangle has her phantom form and nightmare form, don't forget. So, that is oddly peculiar. Anyways, the night 3 post mini game will pretty much be... How do I say this? The night 3 post mini game. It will be... Would it be... Alright, that one will be on FNAF 3. And you're not going to be playing a Springtrap because we already did a bunny. Here you'll be as Phantom Chica. And I think this one might even be, you know, about Chica exploring the place while the place burns down or something, you know, something cool like that. You know, it probably doesn't make any sense, but like, you could think of it as like it's a like, you know, it's like a future type minigame. I mean, these minigames aren't really supposed to be like a part of the main story. They're just like things that add lore to the FNAF universe and such. So yeah. And besides, some of the minigames in FNAF, I mean, I don't know, I'm complicating my words, I'm sorry, but yes, this is not scripted, but because I wanted to speak from my heart, because it seemed to make sense for this type of video, if I'm just saying. So, yeah, you have that for Night 3, and once again, for FNAF 2 and Night 3, you would have to use the key you find the other thing to unlock certain areas and get certain items, something like that. Then in Night 4, post minigame will be as Nightmare Foxy in the FNAF 4 area. Not sure exactly what that will be about, but let's just say it'll be important. Night 5's minigame would be pretty much be Sis location pretty much, and in the end you pretty much let's discuss how it would work. But oh wait, no. What was I saying? Oh yeah, we're gonna discuss how would the bad ending and good ending work. So the bad ending would pretty much be, well, the bad ending would pretty much be I'm sorry, I'm lost my train of thought. The bad ending would pretty much be the paycheck, and that's it. But I think for the good ending, it would be the paycheck again, but it has an added thing. In fact, I don't think it would be called a bad ending. Actually, now think about it. It won't be called a bad ending. It'll just be called a normal ending. But in the good ending, something different happens, you know, and such. That I won't exactly say it'd be a cutscene, because I really do not want to do animated cutscenes anymore in click team games, because they don't really work well, honestly, in my opinion. So yeah, something different would happen in the good ending thingy, and that would lead to unlocking Night 6, which is pretty much will be the night guard wanting to, you know, investigate even more. And this one, you put, which well actually I forgot to mention, the Night 5 would add in Golden Morro, but he's actually way more simpler than before. He's just a phantom. He's pretty much just Phantom BB. I did it because, well, it's FNAF 1 and 3 combined. There should at least be one Phantom, and that's Golden Morro. It would pretty much just be a Phantom BB that will mess up with your, you know, stuff, which makes a lot of sense. Now, Night 6 is pretty interesting because it's like, pretty much the, what will happen here, well, you'll get a very, dangerous character. It's not gonna, who would it be? Well, I was thinking like, well, the question is, in the Finds and More, you would know that Ralph is usually the boss in Night 6, but that's what I actually decided to move Ralph up to, I think, Night 7, the Custom Night, because the Custom Night, at least the Maximo would be canon to the actual thing. It wouldn't be like a dream sequence like it was in the Ritual, but pretty much in Night 6 we'll introduce Endo 3. Well, at least I think I want to be Endo 3. I don't know. Probably wants to change it to the Mimic, but then that wouldn't exactly make any sense. So, but now let's just say Endo 3. So I think otherwise. And with Endo 3, he'll pretty much be what the corrupt system thing before, where he'll pretty much spawn in your office, flashing the lights, and you know, to get rid of him, you have to corrupt the Sentinel, and that's it. Pretty simple, really, nothing too, you know, important. And yeah, that's him. Then that'll pretty much lead to another ending, and then that will unlock the Custom Night, which will only have 7 challenges, because there's basically 7 characters there. You have Morro, Redder, or whatever his new name will be, Snow, Phil, Golden Morro, or I don't know. I feel like I'm also planning on changing his name as well, just because. Endo 3 and Ralph, who will be the only Custom Night exclusive character, immediately unlocked, because I don't know. I guess that's just all that doesn't seem necessary anymore. So yeah, there will be challenges, pretty much. and which will lead to the last one, and all of them will be called their respective like thingies and let until the other thing will pretty much be where, how do I say, the night selection will say, you know, custom night on that. I'll just say that, you know, the night would pretty much be called that. It wouldn't be called night 7. Well, except the last one, the 720 mode would legit be called night 7, because why not? Well, actually, I don't know. I think it would have I think the custom night selection, it will have a unique title, but once you start the final challenge, it will be called night 7 because it's canon version. And here it's where, where player will face off against her father, which is Ralph. Because in the canon universe, Ralph, in my universe, in the father's mode, Ralph is stuffed into an old Morro suit. Will be the same case here? I don't know. I feel like I want to plan on changing it to something else, per se, instead of an old Morro suit. And yeah, pretty much it. Also, another thing to talk about, Morro in this game would be a bit different. Why? Because he'll have his Finals of Morro 3 design and not the one with the blue jumpsuit, because that, in my opinion, is just cringe. And yeah, I think in my opinion, I think the Finals of Morro 3 version is so much better. So he pretty much will have that in the remastered because it just fits him more. With Phil, would now be having a more bluish color, or blue clothes instead of green clothes, pretty much. So then you have the blue character. So Morro must be the green character, Redder will be the red character, Snow will be the white character, or yellow if I want to make the characters more colorful. I don't know. No, I think no. Snow, I don't know if we should I should make Snow yellow, because then that'll be too much like Chica. And then Phil would be blue, pretty much. Yeah, that makes sense. Anyways, and once you do all that, you actually, now I'm gonna add in that the custom night challenges will still be important to do, because there will be you will see like a specific like star in the custom night thingy, which will be slowly built upon as you complete these challenges. All 7 of them. There'll be like a piece of a star that gets somewhat, and it will lead to like a it will actually lead to like a special end like questing where you pretty much will have to go back to we'll pretty much have to go back to like all the secret mini games, all 5 of them, and you'll have to you'll have access to secret areas they haven't seen before. That'll will lead to another secret, to pretty much a secret key that builds upon each time. Why? Because, well, in FNAF 3, you would know that there's a secret area you can get in the Toy Chica mini game, which was the the creepy crying kids section in that thing, which was. So I kind of want to build upon that type of thing, where here it will be important to find a secret key, or secret key, pretty much. And that such. And then after that, it will lead to the unlockation of the secret boss night. Kind of like FNAF Deluxe. Hell, there might even be achievements in this, but I don't know. That's a possibility, achievements. But in this one, I have a boss night. Originally I wanted Golden Redder, but that honestly didn't seem like cool as a boss night, so I am not entirely sure who would the boss night be. That's probably something I'll have to think over, because you have to be someone really cool for a boss with. And this boss, this character who would be the boss he'll just pretty much be everyone combined, pretty much. Actually, it'll be like there's like multiples of him. It's not exactly that difficult or something brand new. It's pretty much just everything you once learned, but just cranked up by like a higher difficulty. So like, the main point of this boss, you'll have to lure him away from the place. But there'll be instances where he'll teleport and such, and he'll do specific like things, and you have to react to what he's pretty much doing. Actually, I hadn't said what Ralph's mechanic would be. Well, I haven't exactly figured out what Ralph's mechanic would be that would like fit in, like that wouldn't exactly fill her up. Actually, I thought I did. No, I think he'll pretty much be the same as before, just nerfed a bit, or not. I don't know, because technically with a mechanic like that would require you to check all the cameras. I don't even know if this one he would be in all the cameras. I feel like he would, and such. Unless that, or he'll have an actual haywire mechanic where he'll much glitch away. No, and then you have to look away. No, that'd be a bit complicated. But though it would make more sense if the off was more based off FNAF 3. You know, you could really look away with that one and such. And yeah, I think I just described everything about Five Nights at Morro's, the perfect version, at least to me. Now, let me be warned. I don't think this will happen because I really want to focus more on Night of Misfits, my new Gmod series that's coming out in like a few, a week and a half, pretty much. It's almost close to being out, and I really want to focus on that. But if I eventually feel like I can, I don't know, I might ask a team. I don't know which one. Maybe the team that Average Kirby Fan has, and maybe it has them to help me out with this. But I don't know. It's like a huge if possibility. And even then, they don't even use Click Team for their fanging. They use something else. So I'm not entirely sure. But anyways, I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you like this video, give it a like. Consider subscribing for more content like this. Hype this video up because apparently you can now with the hype point system. So hype this video up, and I will see you all next time. Bye, everybody.